Hey YouTube! So in this video I'm going to be showing a few things that may be unsettling for some viewers, so if you are a young form of human person or you just have a really weak stomach, this is your warning. Proceed with caution. I've never really been very aware of ethical makeup until kind of the last few months. I always knew that there was some big deal about animal testing, but to me it kind of always looked like this. And I've been learning lately that that's not really the truth of how animal testing works, or any other sort of ethical issues that are around makeup and what we buy and what we're supporting when we do buy it. So I went on to ethical.org.au, which I'll put in the description. Things that contribute to making a certain product unethical. For cosmetics, there's kind of 5 different areas. The big thing we all know about is animal testing. It's not very widely presented that the findings of animal testing are really not that helpful to what the reaction of that product will be for a human being. Animal testing, realistically, it looks like this, and this is the warning, but these are some photos and I think they just need to be shown. Issue 2 to do with cosmetics is nanotechnology. Nanoparticles are found in a lot of cosmetics, moisturizers and sunscreen mostly. They're tiny little particles that help that product sink into the skin. I've written down just a few of the health risks that come with using nanoparticles. They can affect our brain cells because of the neurotoxins that are used in that product. They can damage our skin cell structure, which is even more hazardous when you go into UV light, which also means an increased risk of skin cancer. There's also risks of lung inflammation, and it can affect the development of babies in the womb. There's a lot of dispute as to just how dangerous nanoparticles are, but most of the tests that have been done show that the traces of nanoparticles have been found in the blood and urine of the people who participated in the study, which I'm not really a scientist, but I think that that is enough to be concerned about. Point number 3 of things to be concerned about when looking at how ethical a cosmetic is the chemicals that are used in that cosmetic. A lot of companies in Australia are under legislation as to what they're allowed to put in their cosmetics that most other countries are not. Point number 4 is microplastics, most commonly polyethylene. Microplastics are found in a lot of our facial scrubs, toothpastes and cleansers. Microplastics are a tricky one because they don't actually have an immediate effect on the health of the person using the product. What actually happens is that microplastic, once it passes kind of through us, it ends up in our waterways, which ends up in our oceans, and then little tiny crustaceans eat them, and then bigger fish eat the little crustaceans, and what's actually happening is those microplastics are ending up in our seafood, and then it hurts us, because the real kicker is that microplastics like polyethylene absorb toxins. This buildup of microplastics is a very real issue, and it doesn't just concern cosmetics, it also concerns things like polyester clothing and the breakdown of our plastic bags. Point number 5 as to what makes cosmetics ethical is more from a vegan perspective, of that a lot of our cosmetics contain animal products. Those are the kind of things that will kind of determine whether a company is ethical or unethical. Some brands that you can find in Australia, which are really good brands, include Inoxa, Natio, My Essence, Zooey and Face of Australia. Some USA brands that are very popular and also really good ethically are Bonnie Bell, like Lip Smackers, Elizabeth Arden, Urban Decay, Prestige, Artiste and also Eco Tools. So a really cool product that I found, which is not necessarily, I don't know, it's not really a cosmetic, but these brushes that you can buy, these are from Eco Tools, and they are made of bamboo, and they're fully vegan classified, which means they don't use any animal products, and they're really, the whole company is really focused on making sure that from the production of their products to the way that they make them and the people who make them and everything like that, everything is regulated, everyone's paid fairly, there's no sort of products that can hurt our environment or anything like that. If you are unsure about the product that you're trying to buy and you don't know whether it's not tested on animals, basically every single logo that you should be looking for that says that it's not tested on animals has a bunny in it. So all of these. A lot of the lesser criticisms category include things like Cutex, Gelique and Rimmel. Then if you kind of keep going down the scale, you've got like much less good or more criticisms, which are products like Chanel, Dior, Clinique, Estee Lauder, MAC, Smashbox, Revlon, Bare Essential and NARS. Please boycott these products category, and if you go online you will find out exactly all of the criticisms that have to do with these. But the two really big ones are L'Oreal and Procter & Gamble. You also hear them as P&G. They do own a lot of the smaller brands. So L'Oreal also own Permablend, Lancome, Maybelline, Yves Saint Laurent, The Body Shop and a whole heap of others. And L'Oreal is terrifying because they're also 30% owned by Nestle. Anyone who's ever tried to look into kind of ethical guidelines for products to buy knows that Nestle is the devil. So L'Oreal in the past has been accused of animal testing. Not only have they been accused of animal testing, they've tried to hide animal testing, and they've also openly had campaigns to try and get rid of the legislation that there is in place about animal testing so that they can continue to do animal testing. Brands that are owned by P&G or Procter & Gamble include Anna Sui, Colourfast, CoverGirl and Max Factor, and also Pringles. So with all this information, spring is here. Maybe it's just a really good time to have a look in your makeup kit, see what the kind of worst offenders are, and start looking for products that might be able to replace those things. But leave me a comment, tell me, what are some of the brands that you've tried that are ethical brands? Are they any good? What was your thinking? And yeah.